Vitas Physio here, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on hip mobility. So what we're going to look at specifically today is external rotation of the hip. So when you think about external rotation, that simply means that the leg is turning inward. So the leg is turning inward and the hip is rotating outward. So we're going to go over 3 different types of stretches: passive, active assisted, and then we're just going to go into some loaded mobility. So the first drill we're going to look at is we're going to start in our 90-90 position. So again, relatively, you can see that my hip is already in external range of motion as my foot is more turned inward. So what we're going to do from this position is you're just going to lean forward. So leaning forward, you should feel a stretch on the back corner of the hip and then coming back out. So again, although we're putting some load to it, it is mainly a passive stretch. And then coming back out. So that drill, of course, is very similar to the pigeon pose, with the leg extended back and coming up onto that front shin. So again, we can lean forward and come back up. So again, a more active stretch. So now in terms of external rotation of the hip, we're just going to go into some active range of motion. So what we're going to do here is I'm simply going to bring the knee up, turn the foot in, and then from there I'm just trying to bring that heel up as high as I can. We can even come out to the side a little bit, same idea. So you want to try and hold that for anywhere from 5 to 30 seconds. So let's do 2 more reps, coming up. And then I'm just actively turning in as far as I can, trying to bring that hip up, that knee up higher towards myself. And again, coming out to the side to work on that and back down. One more time, coming up, turning in, and then just further trying to lift that up. So if we want to get a little bit of assistance with that drill, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my band, put it around my foot, and then from there, I'm just using a little bit of assistance to bring that foot up. So again, hopefully going a little bit farther than you would have actively, and then back down. And again, we could bring that leg out to the side a little bit to work on external rotation in that position. So the next 2 drills are going to be loaded mobility, where again, we're not only going to challenge the mobility of the muscle, but we're also going to give it a little bit of strength challenge as well. So with this drill, what you want to do is you want to take a bench or some sort of elevated area. And what we're going to do is we're just going to turn our foot on our side on the bench, and we're going to stand nice and tall. So again, if you think about it, our foot is relatively turned in, and our hip or knee are relatively turned out. So we're already in that external rotation position. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to stay nice and tall through the spine, and we're just going to hinge forward. So again, feeling some stretch in the hamstring and that back of that right hip. And again. Good, and one more. So looking at that same drill from the front, so again, foot on the bench, I'm just going to turn my knee out and foot inward relatively, and again, staying nice and tall through the spine, I'm just going to hinge forward towards my foot. So again, feeling a stretch in the hip, as well as in that outer hamstring, and coming back up. Again, as you're coming up, you actually want to think about pushing into that bench. So the last thing we're going to do is a completely active drill called the curtsy lunge. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to move the body in relation to the hip. So just to demonstrate here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reach as I'm going down into a single leg squat. So if you notice, essentially we're going into that position, but except this time the leg stays fixed and the body's doing the motion. So if I do that from the back, so the leg is staying relatively vertical, and I am externally rotating the hip via movement of the body. Okay, again, showing that from the side as well. Coming back and reaching. So the farther you reach out to the side, the more external rotation you're going to get. So one more time from the back. I'm just going to reach as far as I can. Good. So those are just some simple drills to work on external rotation of the hip. So working on that aspect of hip mobility can be useful in things such as the squat and the deadlift in order to get more range. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, thank you.